Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us. We are PRKD Media and today we're bringing you the Aussie Masters, the inaugural Aussie Masters for 2025 held at Ballarat in Victoria, Australia. My name is Jason Weed and I'm joined by a man who hails these days from a suburb called Footscray. Matty Faz, how are you, Matty?
I'm good, Jace. Very well said and introduced. And if you haven't been to Footscray, come visit. It should be on top of everybody's bucket list if you're in the west of Melbourne.
Absolutely, but today we're a lot further west. We're out in Ballarat and the inaugural Aussie Masters. We're super pumped about this.
Man, it looks like he's from Footscray on the right there.
we've got some MP70 action for you today. Aren't we blessed to have these fellas running around still, Matty, in the disc golf universe?
We are. It's a PRKD Media first. I don't think we've ever gone this high up on the age scale here, so I'm keen as mustard.
Yeah, we're going to start off at hole 1 at the Vic Park course in Ballarat. It's a par 3. We're going to ignore the yellow basket here. 100 metres just around to the left there, so basket not visible off the tee, but first up we have Mark Powers, Matty.
Mark Powers. The man is somewhat of a
legend.
Stalwart legend.
Oh.
I mean, he's number 2,000 on the PDGA website, so that's something pretty special.
Yeah, this tournament, of course, sponsored, big main sponsors of Bespoke Disc Golf and Guff, a sponsor that's very close to our heart at PRKD Media because they sponsor us also. So thank you very much to Guff and Bespoke for making this tournament happen as Mark gets one out into the fairway.
Yeah, you can see his mobility's lacking a little bit these days, but he still knows how to spin the disc. That just skipped really nicely off the grass there.
And for RPM discs all the way from New Zealand, bit of another legend, Bob Gentil.
Yeah, big Bob. I wouldn't even know to start with his disc golf resume, but look at that. He can still push almost 100 metres on pure hyzer.
Oh, he rips one. There's no doubt about it. And not in our MP70 division today, MP50. Familiar to all those around Victorian and Australian disc golf is Leroy Sharrock, and he's bought the colour today, Matty.
Oh, he never does not bring the cover. Apologies for the double negative there. No, Leroy is one of the most enigmatic, charismatic men you'll play disc golf with. He's just so positive, so friendly, and the colours that represents, the colours of his outfit represent the colour of his personality.
As we see the big flex forehand, we to start from Queensland's Bruce McNaughton, and this guy's been around a long time too, Matty.
He has, and he must have been throwing a lot of forehands in that time because I was on catch cam there and I did not pay his forehand potential the respect with my positioning.
As Powers shoots a little long there.
Oh, that one got dumped.
A little bit of flutter from Bobby. Maybe some nerves for these guys. You reckon they still have nerves after this many competitions?
Maybe nerve endings have started to deplete.
Yeah, Leroy gets one inside bullseye. Should give himself a par.
And birdie look here for Bruce.
Oh, he's giving it a red hot crack.
Yeah, he was the only one with a headwind putt there, and it sailed on the wind, and that one zipping right. You nerves from the old fellas here? Oh.
Yes, he puts in the bogey mark.
Now the fun thing about Mark's putting is that it's just a genuine frisbee toss.
It is, isn't it? Very side on.
Yes, lots of spin once again. Ooh.
So tidy pars there for Bob and Bruce. And for Leroy. So bit of grey on the card to start early, Matty.
We're not talking about the hairlines as we go into hole 2. It's a par 3. Love this hole, Jace. It's a hole with numerous lines, backhand, forehand, and the straight line if you wish. I think we'll see a range of choices taken from the fellas here.
Oh, that's the tree we all seem to find, isn't it? Oh, has he got a good
Doesn't typically work out like that, though.
It's a bullseye for Gentil. He says, that's how I do it.
Yeah. I'll call an excellent result and a so-so shot.
Ah, reverse parked. Why not?
Powered by Guff.
Yeah, banks it into the tree here, and you can see he's hit the right-hand side.
Double clutch
He
hyzer.
definitely meant that.
It somehow gets the stand-up roll and just says, I'll take it from here.
Gives yourself a nice birdie look. Yep, that's me, he said. Leroy looks to have turned a little.
Yeah, Leroy going for that right side hyzer line with something stable, but just pulled it a little too much. As Brucey flexing the forehand once again.
Oh, and I'm liking this forehand from Bruce. Matty, was he in?
I recall that one just catching grass, and I think he's safe.
You're a bit of a forehand connoisseur. Do you like what you see early from Bruce?
Loving it. And you're going to see plenty more of it too.
Stay. Oh, and Mark just flirting with the OB there. So, yeah, this hole brought to us by the Clowns at Throwlers. Melbourne's 5th highest rated disc golf podcast. Clever, given that there's only 3.
Well, 2 off the first are actually a Western Australian
Yeah, 2
podcast,
off the first.
so we can't count them. Nice upshot there. Yeah, it should be noted too that we are playing the advanced layout here at Vic Park, and I don't know, it's sort of the 3rd iteration of the layout being the more advanced layout, if we can call it that.
Big putt from Leo.
Great putt.
Leroy, sorry.
I call it the Matt Hill advanced layout.
It is a little, isn't it?
We see a bit of smooching going on in the background there. Always good to have your better half by your side on the disc golf course, isn't it, Jace?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Neither of us can
Tapping
attest to
pars.
that. Neither of us can attest to that.
I've noticed the fellas have all bought their seats with them today.
And did you see the bag that Bruce has?
Yes, his shopping bag, is it?
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure it's plastic, but it's definitely not your traditional bag as we go into the famous hole 3 here. It's a par 4 over the water. Most of these fellas will be taking the shorter hyzer line.
No, not Bob Gentil. Has he binned it?
And this young man here who was fishing with his younger sister, I believe, very keen to help out.
Good on him. So Leroy, he takes a safer line, but that's in the tree. Yeah, you want to drop a fairway away from that tree.
Now, this is a technical
Look
shot.
at that. Whoop.
Oh, almost cleans up an 8-year-old on its way through.
But he's got to a good spot there. Bruce?
Nah, that's a shot you won't see very often on this hole.
And that's safe.
That gets into the gap.
Leaves a difficult second. What's he lining up here? Going for the long gap.
You rarely see the hole played like this, and that might be why.
Oh, yeah.
Marky boy.
That's a lot further than it looks there, Powers.
Yeah.
He's going to go again. Yeah, not seeing a forehand from Powers there, so not sure he has one.
No, but Leroy about to demonstrate his.
Yeah, it's fairly safe out there, out in the wide open.
Yeah, almost guarantees his par.
And Bob playing one from his knees there, that is impressive because I don't even think I can do that. And
These
I'm
guys-
30 years younger.
These guys are doing a lot of stuff that I can't imagine I'll be doing at 70 or even 50 in Leroy's case.
You just struggle to get around the tree there, Mark.
One thing I could see myself doing at 50 is wearing a shredded dress, though. That looks like fun.
Yeah, in the unfamiliar shoes today, Leroy.
Yeah, he typically plays barefoot,
He
but I
does.
think at a PDGA sanctioned event, you must be wearing footwear.
Yeah, watch this space. I believe he's still challenging that.
There it
Oh,
is.
nice bird.
Our second of the day.
Jeez, he got off the tee well, didn't he there, Bruce?
Yeah, to see him hit that gap with a forehand flex is awesome. Now Leroy for par. Yep.
Lovely. It's a good par to get, Matty. It's not an easy one.
Just ask Mark. Yeah, he did it tough.
Yeah, so a bogey for Bob puts him back to even. Any unfortunate double for Mark there. Quite easy to do on this hole.
Yeah, can get away from you quick as we go into hole 4. Par 4, one of the most difficult, excuse me, one of the most difficult holes on the course. Typically playing very difficult for any division under MPO. Ideally for these boys, they want to get to about here so they can push a second shot right to left around the dog leg. And it's just a matter of dealing with these low-hanging trees and skipping one up to the basket for your par.
Yeah, sounds easy when you say it like that, but depending on the time of year, depends on how low that ceiling really is. Those branches, when they're full of leaves, they tend to hang a bit lower.
Yeah, you're very right. There's two forms of this course. There's the fall course and then the full blossom in the warmer months. And yeah, you definitely want to be playing it this time of year.
Yeah, sending one up the middle there keeps you out of trouble. You just want to stay away from each side.
It is better to be on that right-hand side when dealing with this hallway gap because there is a Mando just before the dogleg kinks off on the left.
Yeah, Mark takes the tree here and... Oh, he's some revs on there.
Yeah, good bit of hovercraft action there, and we should probably comment on the wind today. It wasn't exactly calm, as this looks awesome from Leroy.
Yeah, nice shape.
Really good.
Wow.
That's how you play it if you're a human.
That's what you get when you play with legends. Oh, where are you
What do you think of the
Yeah, I reckon it might have restricted him there. I know what you to say. The jacket?
jacket cape? Yeah.
I mean, when you've got a forehand, I mean, yeah, I don't know why you'd do that, but...
Yeah. Off-duty superhero there. For Big Brucey. Mark now. Did Mark try to sell you an archaic disc at the eruption last year?
He didn't, Matty. I definitely was at his stall checking out his wares, and he's got well, I don't know what you call it. It's a stunning array of discs.
Well, I'd say novelty, but they definitely weren't new. They were old but obscure.
Yeah, what a collection though. What a collection that he's built up over the years. He's still going. Bruce is still going with the, what do you call it? The jacket cape.
Yeah. Little look you've typically seen. He takes out some branches there. This one needs to fade, but doesn't get the chance because of the tree. Now, Leroy, after a magnificent second shot, he's looking good for his par here, and that's a duff by his standards. Was that a left-handed shot?
Left-handed, was
Okay.
it? Am I seeing that right? Or
Didn't he throw a forehand before?
does he throw with both hands?
Okay.
Yeah, he's ambidextrous. I did not know that.
We'll have to see if he goes back to the left after that shot. Yeah, could be dealing with an injury of some sort. Maybe his first forehand triggered an old injury. There's a better looking up shot there from Bruce.
Jeez, that wind's doing plenty to the discs.
Yeah, you saw it push it probably 1 or 2 more meters than...
What you need in conditions like this, Matty, is experience. And these guys have got it. Not the first time they've thrown a frisbee in the wind.
No, but you also need stable discs, and I'm starting to feel it. Throwing those stable discs just gets more and more painful as you get older. That's disappointing from Bruce there. He's better than that.
Bob with a bogey from Bullseye's edge. Keeps him +1. Leroy also at +1. So another double there for Mark, and Bruce had a bit of trouble in this hole, so a triple bogey for him.
Yeah, after a tidy start too.
We get to hole 5. It's a par 3. It's 115 metres, brought to you by the Flying Disc Store. Straight down there. This is a new basket position. It's a lot further back than this one you're looking at.
Yeah, one of the Matt Hill iterations of the course.
Twig Mac.
People that don't have a left to right moving 115 metre shot will do what Leroy just did.
We can't keep it down as well.
Yeah. If you do have the power hyzer, you can take the hyzer
Oh,
line
look at
on
this.
the right.
Get around that. That's not a bad spot there for Bob.
No, that's fine. The 2000s ever PDGA member, Mark Powers.
Yep.
Well done, mate. Lovely shot.
2000, eh?
Fairway. Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, this shot actually lines up wonderfully for Bruce's forehand.
He's got a good forehand, doesn't he?
Cranks on it.
He's got all angles covered, hasn't he?
What's that disc you just threw, Bob?
Even with that jacket on his shoulders, he's doing it.
Oh, there's a crafty shot.
And that's an upshot.
I looked at that gaff and thought, I reckon if I get it over there, it may go in.
All right, Leroy might actually have a shot at birdie here, and he does. No, tailwind just
That was supposed to be a run.
pushed that one straight
It
down.
was supposed to be a run, he said.
Bruce misses on his birdie as well. Like a par frame upcoming here.
Oh, a little low from Mark.
Yeah, commentator's curse there,
Lacked
buddy.
a little power, would you say, Matty?
Just looking at our producer, Ash, in the hopes that he'll edit that in post-production. Post-production.
As he chucks his bogey in disgust. So a nice clean par for Leroy. And a clean par for Bob as well. So the lad's cleaning it up a little on that one, Matty.
They sure were. As we get into hole 6, it's a par 3. Get your flippy straight disc out here, gentlemen, because you want to be pushing a backhand straight with a little right movement, and then a little bit of fade.
A little bit of finish.
would be preferable.
Come back, come back, come back.
Yeah, and that's the danger, putting too much turn on it.
Same consolation.
Yeah, I really like the hyzer flip for this shot personally. The flex works as well if you're confident with it. But yeah,
Yeah,
there
Bob
is-
getting too much turn on that one too.
you are best making the error on the right-hand side. There are a lot more trees sort of densely populating that
interested to
left-hand
see
side.
how Bruce attacks this one.
Tough shot for the forehand.
What's sent him left? Should get an easy look from there.
He'd almost need to hyzer flip something on the forehand as flex shot.
Big flex from Mark. And this hole's sponsored by RPM Discs, so sponsoring not only Bob Gentil, but sponsoring this hole as well. And that is a lovely looking upshot. Gets him to the edge of bullseye.
Yeah, we can't thank RPM enough for their involvement in tournaments and events across the Tasman Sea here in New Zealand.
Leroy, not too bad. Just needs a nice clean up shot. Oh. Gave it a little run.
Mark gets a handy little par there. Stabilizes his round somewhat.
It was a sigh of relief too. Ooh, Brucey's a little rattled, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what to say about that one. Because he's going to knock one in that was further away, as you do.
Yeah, just sometimes they just don't come out right, Matty.
No. Do you look at Bruce's bag there? It's like, I don't know what you'd carry in that typically.
It's it's one of those beach bags, I think.
Yeah.
You put the bucket and spade in. Well, he's from Queensland.
Yeah.
Co-sponsors of this hole, JAB and Stuff That Matters. You get your stuff on your face, Matty?
In my hair, on my body, under my arms.
It's good stuff.
I've got a bit of stuff that matters.
Many would argue. But, yeah, and JAB, of course. The Jeff Brunstein Company.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Jeff's side hustle there. Something to do with...
Engineering, I think.
Yeah, he's got a creative side.
He's an inventor.
Yeah, a creative side that I didn't realise he had until semi-recently. And yeah, this hole actually plays really nicely for the power forehand. We actually saw Bob take a really risky backhand hyzer line that I just wanted to quickly remark upon. I've tried taking that line and triple bogeys ensued.
Yeah, it's a tight one, isn't it?
Yeah.
The backhand line there, if you take the right. As we see, get a look at where Bob ended up here.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good spot. Just having any look at the basket, missing that right-hand shot can hurt you.
Here's what I take from this early, Matty, is Bob Gentil's up shots are what's really, really keeping him in this.
Well, I'd hope so. After
He's bullseye
throwing
every
frisbees
time.
for 40 years, you'd think these guys would have...
Oh,
well.
Leroy. Oh, no.
There's the commentator's curse at play again.
Oh, dear.
That one's a bit long there from Mark. Didn't commit that one.
No, that big hyzer putt. He's a little rattled himself, actually. In goes Mark for a bogey. And see if Bruce has got that putter form back. He has. Oh, Leroy's taking some numbers on this hole. It's got him. Double bogey.
There's something about desperately wanting to clean up a bad putt and, you know, putt out of turn. I can relate. I do it all the time. Just let me get out of here and forget about this.
Hole 8, par 4, 210 metres, brought to you by Fidget Mini. It's a Ballarat classic, this one. It's there's a few ways down through those 4 trees. And it's really quite wide open once you get through there, Matty. So there's a few different ways to play it, but you'll want to get away from these 4 trees. And I'll tell you what, that's
so good.
A difficult line to take, and he's made that look really easy.
Yeah, more difficult when the weather's warmer because the leaves on the trees sort of protrude further out, but still credit to that shot.
This is the more common line taken around those trees.
Yeah, this tee shot definitely plays easier for the forehand players. And if you've got a roller, you've got all the expanse of a very wide fairway to work with.
Oh, Mark. That's the danger when taking that right-hand line.
He might even have an obstructed throw for a second there, unfortunately.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Now, Leroy. Ooh.
That's one way of doing it.
Thought he was trying to flex through the midline of those trees there, and that's a nice looking recovery
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
nothing
he's
wrong
out
with
there
that.
for 2. Just really cranking those flex shots at the moment, Leroy.
Yeah, what kind of MP70 player do you think you'll be? One that really just like leans back and cranks on overstable plastic, or just has to rely on the touch with the understable discs?
Yeah.
Seems to be two kinds of elderly disc golfers. I think it's all got to do with how much you can bend over at that age. If you can bend over, you'll do the Heiser stuff with the flippy discs. But if your back's a little stiff, then you've just got to stick to the Anheuser flexes. You see him turning me around there.
Yeah, look, my favourite part to watch out of the sport is the flat flying disc, Matty, I must say. So if I can throw something that I can still throw flat, I think I'll stick to that.
You'll still be throwing that beat up wave of yours, hopefully.
One that just thinks about turning over. Oh, it could be a...
Go in.
Ooh. Nice little flex forehand. I could be a full-time forehander like Bruce McNaughton here.
The way he's playing, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh! That's hit metal.
Give us a reverse parked here.
Surely. Here it comes. Brought to you by Guff. Have a look at this. Sent it out. Oh, just didn't have the legs.
I've clearly missed that shot on catch cam. Whoopsies.
That was a tough one. He was only 34 metres from the basket.
Still honing my craft 2 years into the game.
Yeah, he's been missing right a little bit, hasn't he, Mark?
He has.
Is he searching for a little bit more out of the disc than it's willing to give?
Yeah, perhaps. Oh, I thought that one was going high for sure, but dropped
Yeah,
nicely.
just dropped. That's the Heiser putt.
And a look of sheer disappointment on Mark's face. As Bob tosses one in.
There's disappointment from these guys realising they've got to go down and put their mini down and pick up their disc again, I think. There we go.
There's some frustration from Mark. He wants more out of himself.
Yeah, he's definitely let a few go on the in the putting circle, no doubt about it. The wonderful people at Park Media bring us hole 9, Matty.
Yeah, legends.
It's a par 4. It's 200 metres out into this gap, and then we straight down this avenue of trees. We're not going to this basket. We're going to one that's much further away. And speaking of a lot of ways to play the hole, see this one played plenty of ways, Matty. Some people choosing not to go into the avenue.
Which is an option this time of year because of the reduced density of the leaves. But no matter what time of year I play this one, it's either your most hated or your most satisfying tee shot.
See, Bruce has got the power to get in there and go up over. Oh, he's just going to try and blast through the bottom.
I like that play with his forehand.
Yeah, this time of year you can do that. There's a bit of room underneath the branches.
Yeah, he should be able to access the hallway from that position. And Leroy wants this one to come out. Doesn't do so. I quite like the roller here and just hope to get lucky through the trees.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That tree, you want to stay right. It's the only one that hangs down to the ground. But that'll do, really.
That was the single finger flick there from Mark. Leroy hoping to get lucky through the foliage.
There's a bit of foliage in his hair there. A couple of leaves have stuck to him as he's walked past.
As Mark shows off one of his relics.
1980, did it say?
A whammo.
A whammo. I wasn't even born.
Oh, what?
Look out.
Ramps off that tree and lands in the deadfall.
These Bobs tries to push through.
And holds that form after the shot. Love that. Oh, now
Great.
story time with the boys.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, they can tell a few yarns.
Bit of a disc showing contest going on out here.
Nice one there. Gets him to about 7 meters for what I believe would be bogey.
Oh, that is tracking straight for it.
Ooh. Yeah, a bit long there.
Good view of that shot from Leroy as he pushes into the circle as well.
Yeah, and I just got word from our producer that disc that Bruce was showing off was a 2010 D-Glow tournament series disc. So, pretty rare.
As in he played it?
I think it was players pack given, so he
Yeah,
may have.
right.
Our research didn't go that deep.
It's an oldie though.
I'd say a collector would pay a pretty penny for it, given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Nice par.
Yeah.
Really, really good par.
Really
from
good par to
Leroy.
get that one.
I actually can't remember the last time I parred this one. And a
Ooh,
nice
I
putt there from Mark.
Great view of it there.
Secures the aforementioned bogey. So many aspects of Bruce's outfit I love. The gaiters, the buff, the hat, the jacket around the waist, the sunnies,
The bag.
the bag. Really has his own style. Ooh. That was a cool putt. Disc slinger.
He knows he's on camera, Bob, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So that brings the end of our front nine for round one of the Aussie Masters 2025. We've got Bob Gentil at +2, Leroy at +4, Bruce McNaughton +5, Mark Powers at +10. It's been a good front nine, Matty. Highlight?
Or I'd say that almost throw in on hole 8.
Absolutely. And if you've enjoyed the front nine, make sure you check us out for the back nine because we've got that coming up very shortly. And until we do, I've been Jason Wiedner.
I've been Matty Faz.
Until next time, park it.